Welcome to Jez Beer Reviews. I'm brewing. Okay, so I do an all grain here. It's going to be pretty basic. Okay, give me strike water up to 65 degrees. I'm doing 16 litres there, and I'm going to sparge with 15 litres and just going to do an hour boil. So I'm going to do 28 grams to start the boil with Goldings, and then 45-minute mark and add 14 grams of Goldings, and then the last 5 minutes I'll chuck in 7 grams of this Kent Goldings. So we're going to be doing, I'm going to do 5 kilo of Maris Otter, and weigh it out here, and then put it through here, through the grain mill. I'm going to run it about, I'd say, 0.035, I'd say, roughly. Anyway, so run that through using the drill. So I'm going to get me 5 kilos of malt, weigh it out here, and yeah. Guys, we're 2.5 kilos there of Maris Otter. Okay, so it's 2.5 kilos put in there. Well, let's go. Alrighty, just give you an idea of my crush. Too bad. Pretty good efficiency. Alright, another 2.5 kilos out. Now this is like I said, Maris Otter. I picked up from Kegland. Got most of my stuff out of there. They're pretty good at full price, and the gear's pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with Brewzilla. Yeah, like, put it this way, I'm normally using malt for its enzymes. That's what I use it for normally, to convert starches, certain starches from certain other grains. But as much as I can say, you can. In New Zealand, that's very legal. You can do that. Home distilling is very legal in New Zealand. The myth that you turn blind, it's a load of rubbish. Alright, so that's been ground down or milled, ready to go into the Brewzilla. Alrighty, so we're going to start adding in our grains slowly. It sits strike temperature at going 65, seems to be common with the English. What I'm going for is English pale ale, so it seems to go for that style. Slowly add her in. Before I do that, I'll chuck this in the drain pot. Stop in here. There is a lot of videos on YouTube you can look at where they talk about the Brewzilla. It's unbelievable how much cheaper these machines have become. There's absolutely a ton of videos on YouTube for home brewing over the years. Remember when I first got into it, I think it was about 2010 I started getting into home brewing, and I tell you, I couldn't wait to bottle the stuff and drink it. But the worst thing was, it was summertime. It was like 35, 40 degree days, and I'm brewing, and it was pretty ordinary. Pretty funny. It's pretty funny now. Look back at it. But that's how I got into YouTube. I called myself a headless brewer. And then I realised as well I like reviewing beers. So I become Jazz Beer Reviews. And yeah, fortunate enough, I met some really good people. One bloke that you all know, Swillengrog. Been made Swillengrog for over 10 years now. Yeah, and we just met through YouTube and become good mates. And it's really good to see him going great on YouTube. Yeah, he's got a pretty good subscriber base there, and he puts out. He's a really good beer hunter. Where most of mine you'll see, a lot of beers I review, you'll see come from Dan Murphy's mainly. Not really one. I sink a bit of money in your home brewing, so I haven't bought online for a while just due to postage. Saying that, I'm happy to buy a 25 kilo malt and that and pay $30 haulage, postage. But Swillengrog's outstanding beer reviewer. Another one too is obviously most of you would know with using the beer reviews, Jay. He's absolutely prolific, and he's absolutely prolific. I think he's done 6,500 videos. Unbelievable. The amount of videos he can produce. And he also does whiskies and wine tools and certain wines and that, but he's mainly a beer reviewer. He's absolutely prolific. But yeah, no, you met some good people on here. I know a lot of people who subscribe to his channel have been subscribed for a long time. You guys always pop it up in the comments. It's always good little community. Like, sometimes YouTube gets a bad rap, but I've met a lot of people, made a lot of mates through YouTube over the years, and learned a hell of a lot. If you want to learn something, just Google it on YouTube. We'll say this, mashing barley is so much easier than mashing corn. That's just regular straight corn. Well, what you call it, feed corn. Gotta cook the hell out of it. Get starches and cool it down, and release the powerful enzymes in the malted barley to convert those starches into sugars. You do get a good product. Bit of work involved, you get a good product. That's what it comes down to, something you can be proud of and enjoy. And you can share with family and friends. What I like doing. Okay, so you've got your pump here. You can recirculate this, which I am going to do. Put that on there. And let's get this pump Going to recirculate it, and you can adjust it. You can see that. You can that nozzle aside. You can adjust the flow. Some multi is down here. Yes, I've owned this for about 6 months now, and yeah, it's been a good product, Brewzilla. I chose this because Brewzilla seems to be a lot more common. Alrighty, so now that I've added in the malted barley, and take this cap off, you can back on the bench. I'm going to chuck this fella in. It goes down like that, and if you've got your pump going, recirculating it, and if it obviously the water's moving quicker than what's drained through going through the barley, overflow, and allows the liquid to go in there and doesn't spill over like a nightmare. Alright, so we're going to let this go for an hour now, and then we'll bring it up to a boil and start our hop additions to. Okay, so we've got our East Kent Goldings pellets, once again from Key King. Alright, alpha acids are 5.9, this variant. Alright, put my stages in there. Alright, so we want 28 grams the initial. Oh, that's not good. Righto. East Kent Goldings. Oh, goodness. Okay. For the 45-minute edition, I wanted 14. Okay, so our 14er. And on the last, I would say, we're going to go half that, we're going to go 7. So I'm really going to get 2 brew days out of one of these packets. I will. Chuck that there. Alrighty, so we've got our additions there. Wish I could give you a better angle inside what it looks like, but you can use imagination, it's just grain. But I only use my mobile phone a fair bit, and yeah, no, it's in pieces. So anyway, got 15 litres I'm working on. I say to do it pretty steady. Can't see much, but that's what the spent grains look like in there. 27 litres. So with 27 litres there, let's crank up the Brewzilla, adjust our temperature pause, and let's go to boil. So 900, it's got 2 elements on this. It's a 900 watt and 500 watt. Got both on. Let's bring it up to boil, and then we can start adding our hops. So we're going to add the 45-minute hop addition. In she goes. All in all, it's been a pretty smooth boil, this one. No issues. 55-minute boil addition. Done. That's the last one. And we'll chuck this in to sanitize it in the boil. Alrighty, so we're done doing the boil. Now turn the elements off. Now we're going to cool it down. Obviously cool water enters here and the got hot water. Right, so the water chills in there and now it is doing its job. This actually came with the Brews, so yeah, extra bonus. I don't normally use it, but with other stuff, but with beer, I'll chill it down. Right, so we're going to cool it down. We'll chuck in the fermenter. Go into the fridge here. I'm going to ferment between possibly 20 to 22. I'll a bit more research into that and I'll see what's a better temperature for it. For the yeast, we will use English style ale yeast. It's from Austria, this one. So yeah, I'll activate it as per instructions on the back. It's not a sprinkle, actually. They do say to put in 100 mils of water at 30 to 35 Celsius. And you sprinkle it, wait 15 minutes, stir it briefly, and let it sit 5 minutes. So I'll follow those instructions. And we'll go look at the what the gravity is, and then obviously when it's done, the final gravity, and we'll be on the tasting. So with the power of internet, YouTube, we'll go to the tasting right now. Okay, I'm going to show you this part. I wasn't, but I will. Adding the yeast as per the instructions. Alrighty. Welcome to the swing axe. Okay, that goes back to a little bit of Scottish heritage, part of the Cameron and McPherson clan. Close as I could make to a Lochaber axe, which was like a long handle axe used by the infantry of the Highland clans. Okay, so here we are. The English pale ale that I brewed. Okay, so this is just a rundown of what it was. Strike temperature was 65, and we had started with 16 litres of strike water. Sparge was roughly around 15, roughly I say. Boiled for 1 hour, had 28 grams for the bittering hop of East Kent Goldings. At 45-minute addition, 14 grams of East Kent Goldings, and 55 minutes in I had 7 grams of East Kent Goldings. So the original gravity turned out to be 1.050 and it fermented down to 1.010, so go over 5%. So yeah, I was pretty happy with that. So anyway, so we fermented for over a week. Yeah, it would have been 8 days. It was fermented out at it was between 21 and 22. I had my temperature controller set for, and it fermented out pretty well. And then yesterday I was able to keg it, so it's been in the keg 24 hours. Went at 30 psi to carbonate quicker because it's really hot and I'm really thirsty. So it's in the keg, and the keg in the that I purchased from Kegland. They're pretty good to deal with. The Brews I've purchased off them, and everything I've had's been pretty well. Okay, so just a basic party tap. Let's give it a go. Alrighty. So look at that. Looks like a glass of fruit juice. Now, I didn't use any Irish moss or well flock. I have used them previously, but I just couldn't be bothered, to be honest. Doesn't really worry me to clarity. But, you know, it's somewhat looks a bit like a Stone and Wood Pacifica, if you've seen that. But yeah, it's a golden colour. And the malt too, I should add, sorry, you'd see the video, but it's Maris Otter. It's 100% Maris Otter, no specialty malt or anything put in. So yeah, you've got one finger of head, and the smell. Yeah, I'm smelling those East Kent Goldings. Bit of earthiness, but it smells pretty, smells a bit young. But you know what? It looks alright. Let's get into it. Cheers to you all. It's malty. It's got that hop. It finishes somewhat dry. Could probably carbonate a little bit more. But being English ale, English pale ale, I don't want it too overly carbonated. All in all, it's pretty clean tasting. There's no funky fruit flavours. It's got a little bit of fruitiness from the yeast, but it's nothing. A controlled fermentation with the temperature controller that I've had for years now really helps. Bit of lacing on the glass. Has a little bit of herbal flavour there as well in the back. Sessionability is extremely high. That might clear up over the next longer it sits in the keg. I did crash chill it in the fridge once it finished fermenting out for a day or so. So yeah, it turned out pretty good. All grain is very good. It's probably the best beer I've made, quite easily. It's a bit of effort. You need a little bit of gear, but those Brewzillas make it quite easy, and there's a lot of them on the market these days, quite affordable. So it's super refreshing, and it's hitting the spot, and I'm very happy with it. So I'll give this a big thumbs up. So thank you for watching a home brew video on Jez Beer Reviews. It's been somewhat 8 years since I last done my last one. Thinking I may do an English bitter kit from Cooper's, but I will do some fresh malt as well, and some fresh hops. So I think I may do that, because they may, a lot of people who watch it, a lot of people who watch homebrew videos and possibly watch this channel are using kits, and I think it'd be that English bitter with, and I've got East Kent Goldings here, and with some Maris Otter as well, chucked into that, would probably turn out pretty good. Righto, thanks for watching this homebrew video. It's a long one, but I hope you've enjoyed it, and I welcome you back to the swinging axe again. Catch you later.